Good morning! There's a reason why you are seeing me in my office and not on the golf course. In fact, there are two reasons, and I've got them right here. This is my lens that when this thing here, this camera on a tripod, fell over and face planted, it smashed. You might be able to see that that side is smaller than that side. So it's fallen onto that, it smashed it, it won't rotate. There's a big crack in the body just here. You might be able to hear it. Well, it happened again. So I bought a new lens and then it happened again. This one is even more pronounced there and there. I set it up, I walked to my ball, the wind blew it over, it went straight down on the face and it has smashed this completely. Obviously I bought a new one because you're seeing this. The only way getting into this, there's 4 screws around here, and as these things are now trash, it won't matter if I pull it apart and I can't fix it, or I do manage to fix it but I can't get it back together, whatever. This is junk. So I bought something new. There's a cage around this camera. It sits into a metal frame and it protects the camera to a certain extent unless it face plants and it lands directly on the lens. So this is a handle. This will bolt to the top, but instead of bolting it in the reverse position, I'll bolt it so it sticks out the front. So then it's above the lens. So if it face plants, it might save the day. But this is the last lens I'm going to buy because they're damned expensive. Now last year I made my first profit on YouTube. Last financial year it was just under £200 after all expenses. This year, thinking that the channel might grow, I actually invested in some new software that cost me £80, which is about 1.5 months income. Obviously I've been spending money on green fees and transportation to get to away days, but I've had to buy 2 lenses. If I look at my account book for this year so far, it is absolutely dripping in red ink. I'm not a charity, I'm not making money. These things cost a hell of a lot of money. So my time on YouTube, especially as I'm retiring next March, is now dependent on this thing not face planting in the wind. It's why I don't do it in the wind. So this channel is on its last legs. I'll tell you one favour you could do for me. You know, I mentioned if you're interested in model trains, go over to my other channel, Engage on a Shelf. Well, I've got 801 subscribers on that. They're putting adverts on it, which is income for them and nothing for me, because you need 1,000 subscribers to actually get monetized. So if you all dashed over there and hit subscribe, you don't have to watch anything. Just take me over the 1,000, and then if that channel starts making about £20 or £25 a month, it might help pay for these. Right, the other sit down video I did, the other evening rant, where I mentioned what's the hardest, breaking 80, 90, 100. And of course there aren't any wrong answers. And I did enjoy reading all of your comments, because we all have a personal journey in golf. We all have particular numbers that we're trying to beat, or we might be nervous on the first tee, or we might be nervous over 3-foot putts, or we might get nervous when there's only 3 or 4 holes to go and we're on a score. So all of those answers are correct because they are personal to you. Now, I was asked recently again, what do you watch on YouTube, or which golfers do you watch on YouTube? And the answer is very few. I mean, I watch the Australian Armour and Artillery Museum. They restore Second World War tanks and vehicles and the like, and I enjoy watching them do this. I've watched every single video they've chucked out over the last 3 years. There's a poker channel I watch, a guy called Brad Owen. I don't actually play poker, but I enjoy watching it. There's a few other channels, but as for golf, it's small YouTubers with the exception of one person, which is Golf Sidekick. As to professional golfers giving out golf tips, there's 2 little ones I watch, and I watch them for the scoring end of the game. You know, the 50, 40, 30 yarders, the chipping, the bunker play, the putting. I don't watch any full swing videos. I don't watch any of the big guys like Danny Maud or any of those. For the simple fact is, if you've got a problem with your full swing, you're not going to learn anything from YouTube. Not a thing. You've got to have eyes on you watching you. And if all of these big professional golfers who do teaching on YouTube were actually honest with you, the audience, they'd only ever put out one video. And that video is, if you've got a problem with your full swing, go and see your pro, have some lessons. Because you're not going to learn anything about the full swing on YouTube. That's the honest truth. They might give you a drill and you go away and you do that drill for a bit, but you won't actually fix your full swing without going to see a golf pro. That's a fact. They're all telling you lies. Sorry. Now, there is one other golf channel I used to watch. I don't watch him anymore. He's a bit of a he does golf satire. So he will watch the big names like Rick Shields, Peter Finch, Mark Crossfield, James Robinson, and basically take the mick out of them for what they are doing. And he did one came up in my feed recently, even though I'm not subscribed to him anymore, because it became so repetitive and boring. But one came up in my feed recently about these big YouTubers, do they cheat? And he mentioned, you know, the golf pros who are teaching. So you might have a guy who is trying to perform a particular shot and show you how to perform that shot. So it might be, I don't know, a wedge over a very tall tree or 5-iron punch under the tree. And he begs the question, how many shots go wrong and get edited out? Well, if you're doing a demonstration video, I suppose removing the things that go wrong is okay. Is it cheating to show that one time out of 10 shots, 10 5-irons under a tree, the one shot that actually rose a bit too high and clipped the tree instead of going underneath it, edit that one out? Is that cheating? Don't know. It'd be up to you to decide that. There was accusations of people like Rick Shields and Peter Finch cheating when they do an 18-hole video. Oh, they must retake shots, they must edit out mistakes, they must retake putts. I was on a Zoom call at work, and we had to introduce our hobbies. So I said, my hobby is doing golf videos on YouTube. And I said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, just hang on a minute. So I nipped onto the home computer I was at that time editing a video from the Herefordshire, and on the 6th hole I dropped a 50-foot putt. So I made a quick video of that, just of that 50-foot putt. I put it in a low enough quality that I could actually email it to myself at work, and I put it on the Zoom call. And of course, all I got was, "Oh, how many times did you have a go at that before it finally went in?" Now you know that holding a 50-foot putt, or 60 feet, it's a 1 in 100 shot. I can't remember the last time I holed something of that length. It was probably in that video from months and months back. So the idea that I or anybody else with a camera can camp out on a green for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour until they hole a putt for the camera is farcical. You just can't do it. You'd have so many people on the hole behind you waiting for you to get out the way that you'd be banned from golf forever. So do I think that Rick Shields and Peter Finch cheat, or any of the others? No. Well, that's it. We got rain this week. I've only got one golf video to edit. So it's a bit of a special one. My sons took us away for the weekend, and we had a round of golf on them as a 60th birthday treat. I might actually get round to doing shot tracer on that. See, that's another thing I did this year. I upgraded the shot tracer. It's £79 a year to rent, and it produces a much more accurate line, and it puts that shadow on the floor as well. But while I've got these two things, I will have an attempt to repair these, but they're basically scrap. And as I said, if this thing falls over and smashes that lens, then that's the end of the channel basically. I can't keep spending a fortune on equipment. You know, you buy a camera, you buy the tripod, you buy the microphone, you buy the software, and you hope that you can pay all that off, and then the money that is generated by YouTube, which is about £60 a month that I'm getting at the moment, that £60 a month is going to help you have some away days, and if you're lucky you get a video or two that does more than the usual 1,000 views and actually goes stupid and gets you 30 or 40,000 views, and that's my little 100, 150 or £200 profit that I make in a year. I'm not making a profit this year. Next year I'm retired. If YouTube doesn't make a profit in retirement, I can't keep subsidising it, and certainly if I'm breaking equipment. I suppose I'd better go and edit this video and put it out tomorrow morning. Ta-ra.